All right, so we've gotten through learning the macros. We've gotten through your love of weightlifting.
Moderation, yes. So eating basically whatever I want in moderation. And I know this won't work for everyone because some people have triggers where if they have just a bite of whatever, that's a trigger and they can't stop. So I understand that. So I'm not saying moderation is for everyone or macro counting is for everyone, but that's what worked for me. And then ultimately you learned it.
Oh yeah, wait till we get to mine because everything you've heard thus far is Jen is motivated, committed, utilizes resources to her advantage, does the research, goes down the rabbit holes. She is the one that I would say analyzes and reanalyzes and maybe even overanalyzes her fitness tracking, her trajectory, where she started from and where she wants to go to.
And I will say, for those of you who are in a relationship that you both want to start or one of you want to start, how this happened, it wasn't the two of us together.
Oh yeah, not all.
We had a conversation when I came to you and I said, I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired.
Yeah.
And I said, I am doing this whether you want to or not. I need you to respect that. I need you to be supportive of that. And if you can not eat these foods around me, I would truly appreciate it.
Don't bring them into the house. Don't give me temptation.
So that's where it all started, where I said, I gave him my boundaries and I told him I'm doing this with or without his help. And I needed to do that because if I wasn't going to do that, it would have been another success failed.
Another
attempt at success
failure.
failed.
Yeah.
Because when I started this and I went through the surgery, I honestly didn't think it was going to be successful. I did it. I took the pictures, I did the measurements every month, but while I was determined that this was going to be my last attempt at it, a part of me didn't want to believe that this was going to be it, or like that I could do it, because I had failed so many times before that I didn't tell anyone really, unless we were close, that I had the surgery. I kept it a secret for a long time because I was shamed internally. No one shamed me. I was internally shamed. And I just didn't want to be another failed or attempt to fail at success, because when you're going through a journey, it's hard to see the future. It's hard to look past it. But once you get past it, you can look back on it easily. And that's where I'm at now. If I could offer any advice for anyone just starting out, is take the pictures, take the measurements, believe in yourself as you're going through. Don't be afraid to fail again.
Yeah,
Sorry, I'm getting emotional.
No, it warms my heart. I don't say anything. I do it privately to you, and when you and I talk, it warms my heart of how passionate you are about this entire process. The sharing of it. It has nothing to do with a desire or a motivation to be an influence others for our benefit. It is about sharing our story and hoping that it is influential enough to transform somebody else's life, because it is powerful. It is a powerful, powerful thing, both in the negative and the positive. Not the transformation process itself, but the attempts, the trying and the failing, it's ludicrous that it's insanity that we all do it, but we do it. It's innate in our nature to continue to try and try and try until you break yourself, and then you break yourself. Whoa! And the problem is that, heck, I mean, when we were doing this in the 90s, social media didn't exist.
Oh, cell phones didn't exist.
Right. Well, yeah, that's very true. They came shortly after. But I mean, you think about your journey, and not just the journey of saying, I finally committed and I finally got the results I was looking for. But in reality, our journey starts way farther than that. Way many years, even decades. Because the moment that you become innately aware of what you don't like about yourself and that you would like to change, or when you start looking at others and looking at whether it be attributes of them that you find appealing or attractive and that you would like to employ yourself, right? Usually fake it till you make it, or you emulate somebody else, and that's awesome, right? But it never seems to work out the way you want to. And so I think it's important for people to understand that when you are tearing up, it's because it's been a journey. It's been a journey.
Yeah, emotionally,
physically, mentally. I mean,
spiritually.
Yeah, it has.
Yeah.
It has.
It has. It's because once I decided to do it in those first 6 months, you were very supportive, but you weren't doing it with me.
No. And it was one of those things where I would say, I'm going to go to the store. And I said, hey, do you need anything? You'd be like, no, but that was really code. All that was code was...
You were going to Whataburger.
I was going to go to the store.
And
we'll get more into details about this when we talk about me on the next episode. But it was me going to Whataburger to get dinner, because that was my go-to place for Taco Bell. And going to the store and probably grabbing a pack of cigarettes.
Yeah.
And so I would go to the store, grab a cigarette, go to the Whataburger, sit outside, smoke one, go inside, have my Whataburger or have my Taco Bell, wherever I decide to eat at the moment. And then I would come back and I would come home, and the first thing Jenny would say would be like, where'd you go eat? And I would be like, I'm not saying anything. Don't worry about it. Because I didn't want to offer temptation. Now, all this is really great information, right? All this is really important information to have at your in your knowledge repository, right? Because we always say, whatever tools that you deploy, whether it be weight loss surgery, which is only a tool, whether you get
gotten to that yet.
A fitness coach, or learn how to a nutritional coach for learn how to do macros, or learn how to diet, or any of that stuff, it is all a tool. The problem is not finding a tool to use. It's finding the right tool for yourself.
Or a combination of.
Or a combination of tools to deploy for you.
Yeah.
And that's hard to navigate when social media exists.
Right.
Which we'll have a whole episode on the social media, filters, shadowing, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, we all know that's there. But getting back to the tools, yes, everything, the internet, coaches, your friends, weight loss surgery, plastic surgery, any kind of elective surgery, macro counting, Jenny Craig, whatever, you name it, it's all a tool. How you utilize that tool to your advantage will determine your success. And at the end of the day, for me, weight loss surgery was nothing more than just a tool in order to achieve my weight loss goals. Now, I've been asked before, if you discovered macro counting or counting macros prior to going into weight loss surgery, would you have been successful? And I honestly don't know the answer to that, because would I have been? I don't know. I honestly, I can't answer that.
I think you would have been.
But would I do it differently? No. I'm proud that I am now a person who has gone through weight loss surgery, who, I am determined to not be a statistic of that weight loss surgery. And so, determination, piggybacking on that, is what will get me through this, because we all talk about motivation, and we need motivation to go to the gym, we need motivation to eat healthy. Fuck motivation. Like, motivation is great, but it only lasts for this long. Like, seriously, it lasts through Monday.
Right. You burn through motivation really fast.
Right. So what do you need to keep you through? Determination. You need to figure out your why. Yeah. Like, why are you doing this? Why are you losing weight? Why do you want to look differently? Why? Find that why, hold on to it. Give yourself mantras, write it down, journal, whatever it is you need to do to keep that burning in the back of your head, so that way when motivation is gone after Monday, it's determination that takes you through your journey. Because I am not motivated all the time to eat healthy. Now, granted, through healthy eating habits over the last 3 years, I am now that person that will go to a Waffle House, not Waffle House specifically, but a breakfast place, let's put it that way, a breakfast place, and order an egg white omelet. Like, I am now that person who used to be like, who would order that? Like, why don't you get pancakes? No. He orders the pancakes now,
every time.
And I eat the egg white omelet.
Every time.
Because I adopted this healthy eating lifestyle where 80% of the time I eat healthy, whole foods, organic or not, whatever label you want to use, but they're whole foods, non-processed, good for your body, outside aisles. Like, that is the majority of what I eat now. And so because of that, it's now, I don't want to use the term easier, because it's still not easy, because I still want to get that pancake.
Right.
And I want to get the chicken and waffles. But I know that if I do that, the rest of the day, I have to minimize everything else I eat in order to eat within what I am allotted per day.
I find this funny because for me, my most favorite meal of the day is breakfast.
Oh, yes.
I could eat 90% of my calories at breakfast and be miserable the rest of the day, because I could physically take and grab a cup of coffee and then put my mind into something and not eat for the next 9 hours and just work straight through it. That is, if I'm doing something I enjoy, that's very easy to do, to get lost in it. Where on the other hand, Jen's most favorite meal of the day is post-dinner snack time.
Oh, I love snack time.
Everything is built into her daily intake
with
the snacks at the end of the day, because I think that from her is when it gets most difficult, when the days come to an end, you're just hanging out, and it's easy to graze, and so she's very conscientious of that and likes to build up her snack time so that she has all the opportunity not to graze but to gorge on her snacks, which are abundant, but all very keen in her nutritional bank.
Right. It's pretty much the 20% is my snack time at the end of the day. Like, that's just what works for me.
Where me, I will take and eat it. I'm already at a deficit most of the time. I'll eat even more in a deficit in order for me to recover from an anticipated blow up, usually on the weekends. So I'm the same as everybody else. Like, I want to splurge. I want to have a good time. So in order for me to know that I'm going to splurge, and I don't drink, so I don't consume any calories via beverages. So I don't drink Cokes or sodas.
Empty calories.
Or juices or alcohol.
Don't drink your calories.
So I don't drink any of my calories. But I love sweets. I am addicted to cakes and pies and waffles and syrups and sugar. Sugar. I love sugar. Which will be interesting that I have this love for it when we talk about my journey next week, because that is the driver of it all. And so I see those things and I'm like, we are two totally different people, opposites in almost every single way. that works for us. It works for us because you got your style, I have my style, and I respect it, right? The thing I love about you most are probably the things that drive me crazy about you the most, but it is absolutely something that works in our life.
And one of the things that works in our lives is going back to the doing this together but separately. I'm going to tell everyone out there who's in a relationship, the girls specifically. I don't know if I'm looking at the camera or not because I can't tell. Anyways, you don't have to do this with whoever you're with. If you want to, great. But if they are not supportive, do it for you. Like, at the end of the day, you're the one who lives in this body and you have to do it for you. And so my point in this is, while I started this, he's now on board, but we still do it separately. Like, we go to the gym together, we drive to the gym together, we'll walk in together, but then we split and we do our own workouts, because I can't imagine working out with you. Just like you can't imagine working out with me.
Your workouts are too tough.
Oh, yeah, by far. Well, not, yeah, yeah. But, you know, and just like meals too. I'll be like, what are you ordering? And he's like, I don't know yet. And every time, he always orders better than me. So I have to ask him what he's ordering in order to figure out what I'm going to order, because I'm going to eat half his plate. So he can eat half mine. So we got to share that, so that we'll just order one thing, because it's very hard for us to order just one thing and split it.
Right. Yeah, that's very true.
So my whole point.
We've tried this
like,
many times to order one thing and split it, and it doesn't
have.
because we don't agree on what we want to eat at that moment.
Right. Yeah.
So.
But my whole point is, we do it together, but we do it separately. Like, we support each other, but we're on two separate journeys, but we're together, if that makes sense.
It does.
It's hard to explain.
It's we're individuals. Each of us have a different need, and I'm not saying a need from a perspective of a nutritional need, which is going to be different from person to person, or.
But your nutritional needs are obviously different than my
Right.
nutritional needs.
I'm more than double your size, it seems like.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm technically not, but I'm much bigger than you.
Yeah.
You know, but I think that you said something that is important. You got up close and personal. You said, you know, this is for the ladies. You know.
Or for the men. I mean, at the end of the day, it's if you're in a relationship and the other partner does not want to go on it with you, do it for yourself.
Yeah,
but if they do, great. Do it together, whatever support system you have.
Right, but I think to that point is I wanted to say that regardless if you are the one starting the journey or if your partner is the one that is starting the journey, self-acknowledgement. No, I would say something.
Selfish.
We do need to be as selfish, but I'm not necessarily speaking to the person who wants to go on the journey, because the person who's going to go on the journey is the one who's already made the commitment to it in their mind, right? But there is a levels of maturity that come from a significant other that has to be there as well. And I think I can speak to it because you started the journey 6 months before me, and the concept was always, I love you for who you are, but I will support you in whatever you need to do to make yourself better for yourself. Had nothing to do with me, right? I may get the benefit of a better, you having a better body, but it wasn't about me.
Right.
And so I'm different than most men, as we've talked about many times. I don't get jealous. So, you know, you doing this for yourself and saying that I want to take and go work out, or I want to go, isn't because you're unhappy in our relationship, isn't because you're unhappy with me, so therefore there should be no fear that I have about why you're improving yourself.
But for the longest time, I lived in that insecurity.
Oh, I understand that, which is what I'm saying. Like, don't make it about you. If you're not the one going on the journey, don't make it about you. You know, be supportive of the other person and say, absolutely, I want you to be the best version of yourself for
Right.
you,
Yeah.
because then you can be the best version of yourself for me.
Right.
And that is exactly how I treat our relationship. I cannot be the one who would ever, quote unquote, be the one standing in your way for achieving your success.
Yeah.
And if I am, shame on me. Shame on me,
Right.
because I'm a selfish individual and I need some therapy of my own, or I need to go back and check my own ego. I think it's important for anybody who's on the opposite side. If you're not going to start the journey with them, that's your prerogative. But be mature about it and allow them to take and grow the way they need to grow
Yes.
for themselves. If you are so insecure thinking that a change in somebody else is about you, you have bigger problems both for yourself and your other significant other. Should take that as a sign. I'm not trying to ruin relationships, but heck, if we're talking about transformation, then let's talk about transformation. It's not always just physical. It's a mental maturity that you need to take and transform as well, because that is going to help you understand your own journey should you ever start one. And maybe that's your journey too. Maybe it's not, I don't want to be more physically fit or skinnier or healthier in that way, but I want to change how I see the world around me. And so therefore that change starts with the individual. So you have to take and your mind's eye has to visualize what you want, which goes to say the same, and we'll talk about it in later episodes of, starting the journey and the resilience and the dedication that you talked about,
The determination.
and the determination that you spoke about.
Why? What is your why?
What is your why? Are all going to be things that you're going to need to leverage and lean back on sometimes in the moment. Like you're dripping with sweat, you're putting yourself through the ringer, the gauntlet, as I like to call it, and then you say, why am I doing this?
Yeah.
This is uncomfortable. But know your why. Keep it right there with you, and it's the little person sitting on your shoulder, whispering in your ear, telling you, keep going.
Yeah.
And if you can take that and that be your significant other,
Yeah.
dude, that's amazing.
Yeah.
To know that you have that at the gym, working out by yourself, headphones in your own environment, but knowing when you come back to whatever your safe space is, your home, your parents' house, your significant other's place, whatever that looks like, you can come back and say that little person talking is the same person. Oops, sorry. So coming home or back to your space and having that physical acknowledgement by that individual that is your person, coming in, high-fiving you and saying, how was your workout? How was your time, right? Because that's the person that you want to be the most supportive, and what you'll find out is that that's not always the case. And so you have to be in it for yourself. You have to be in it for winning it, because at the end of the day, this is your journey. It is your journey to start, your journey to derail, your journey to stop, your journey to redefine.
And along that journey, another thing before we go is, if you have a long way to go, like me, I had over 100 pounds. Start small, have goals, but keep them realistic and keep them attainable. So, for example, I had 100 pounds, so every 20 pounds was a goal for me. Because I felt that if I didn't have a goal that I was reaching towards, I was never going to get there. Or if that goal was so far off, 100 pounds, I was never going to get there. And so I think that helped me in my success was knocking off little goals as they go along. And now that I've reached my ultimate end goal, basically, through this whole fitness thing,
Well, weight loss
wise,
right.
Because I did all this work and I got down to I started at 51% body fat, and now I'm about 14 according to the latest DEXA scan.
As of November.
But now that I've reached my ultimate goal in this, I've decided to take it to the next level and push my body as far as it physically can, and in my perspective, that is bodybuilding. And so, now I've hired a coach to train for that, and once I do that goal and I accomplish that goal this year, I'll figure out another goal, because I have to have something to work towards.
So we've taken a lot of your time, and we truly appreciate y'all joining us and tuning in. Is there any last words of wisdom that you'd like to share from your perspective?
So along my journey, something I always told myself was, let me back that up. Something I always told myself was,
your quote of the day.
My quote of the day, or my quote for the last 3 years, basically, was, while impersonation is the ultimate form of flattery, comparison is the thief of joy. Give yourself grace. If you mess up, start fresh the next day. Don't wait till the next Monday.
Yeah, that's a great ending, quote.
Put a little bow on it.
Yeah, it really is. So, as always, guys, we appreciate your time. We want to wish you the happiest of New Year's and the most success in 2023.
And we'll get better at this. We won't go through, hopefully, down so many rabbit holes as we're talking. So
We'll be more focused.
yes,
There's just so much we want to share and so much we want to say, and easy ways for us to kind of go off topic. So, as always, we appreciate you and continue to move with purpose.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you. Like and subscribe.